Well, there's a pick ban. Now, nobody get excited. That doesn't mean that Pack is necessarily here. It'll just mean Carl has to do the banning. So maybe expect to see Carl take his time over the bans. Henkin is also taking their time over the bans. It's a Valley ban. It's a dive ban. Solary, join the wildcard teams in banning away dive. There. Oh, Pack is here. Pack is doing the banning. We've made it. Dark mode? Sure. We'll do just a little dark mode as a treat. Whoop. Whoop. There you go. Just a little dark mode. I'm surprised. Not massively surprised. Like, look, you need to ban something. It's just kind of surprising to me that you have teams who, in theory, should be near the top of the competition, still banning away dive, rather than trying to force opponents to ban it or just using it as a free win. You know, Twisted's going to be the first picked anyway. Solary going to that one. Fair enough. Backflip for Team GxP is the plan, and excuse my French. Is the plan to just shithouse their way to a win with maps that maybe otherwise are very difficult to play? Oh, I'm so glad that the push-ups have run out of stock. Don't worry, I still have 23 to do. Do I have cat ears? Yes. Kind of. Not really. Surf picked. GeForce picked. This is going to be an interesting first four. Cosmos for pick 5, Tubes for pick 6, and Tempest as our decider. Kind of spicy. Kind of interesting. Hang on, let's just adjust this camera a little bit. Okay. How's that looking? Maybe better? Good. There's your picks. Here is the single caster screen. And I think I lost the cat ears. Well, nobody's redeemed them anyway, so so we're safe. Watching England match. Is the England quarterfinal on? What's... Oh no, they're all the matches tomorrow. No, it's football or something. Who cares? Whatever, man. There is a reason that I'm bailing out of the stream at 8 p.m. CEST tomorrow, and it is because Ireland are playing New Zealand. Ironically, I am missing the matches with the New Zealand Trackmania team in them in order to watch the rugby with New Zealand in it. So that's fun. Either way, we should probably start to get a little bit excited about this match. Solary taking on GxP. Pack and Carl Jr., two of the greatest to ever do it in a top-level competitive Trackmania. And up against them, definitely the underdogs, but therefore with very little pressure on their shoulders, just the opportunity to pull off a something miraculous. GxP. It is Beta Toast and Henkin. And for our first map, we head onto Twisted. Gonna be interesting to see the pace here. Listen, I'll give you the full gameplay screen. I forgot that you could see me. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Carl Jr. I was going to say a little bit slower, but the fact is nobody is slow off that start line. Henkin is the slowest, but it's not by much. Only a 10th and a half at the moment. First two places belong to the team from Solary, but it is not by much. Where you expect to see a gap open up, a gap does open up in those middle few turns, that first tight drift through the middle of the map. And immediately the Solary cars have pulled away by half a second. Big gap starting to open up, but Beta Toast has the speed to at least stay close to challenge potentially in the identity. Name tags, there you go. Have them back, because I'm generous like that. Can Beta Toast catch on this identity? Can Carl Jr. and Pack do tech? That's a stupid question. Of course they can. They're going to hold on to first and second place. And it is going to be 104.1. That is a statement from Pack in round one. Carl Jr. only a 2.5 tenths behind, and it is an ace from Solary to kick things off. What did GxP have in the bag of tricks? If they have anything, it may not be coming out on Twisted. I think the best they can hope for is maybe a good showing on Twisted. But this is the speed map and you know, this is the full speed map and the tech map. And if we're being totally honest here, what we've seen, it is not a particularly difficult set of full speed drifts to master. It's not a particularly difficult set of full speed sections. There isn't huge times gains and losses to be made. And that means it's a tech map. Really, that's where the time is on this one. And hey, it's Solary on tech. What are you gonna do? Expect them to lose? No. Pack and Carl Jr. are going to be scary on this map, I think, all World Championship long. You can quote me on that. And at the moment, they are starting off fast. The time last round from Pack was a 104.1. Carl Jr. was only a couple of tenths behind. Carl Jr. a couple of tenths behind again, but Henkin has gained. Carl Jr. slipping back a little bit, but Carl Jr. with a better line through that identity. And it's Pack with a 103.892, goes 3 tenths faster. And Carl Jr. is still just over a 104. Yep. Yep. Pretty good. GxP are a combination of two teams. Beta Toast playing for Gravity, Henkin playing for Piwo, I believe is what's going on. That's where the GxP comes from. It's Gravity X Piwo. And that, as a team crossover, doesn't have a logo, which is why GxP just have their flags next to their name instead. Beta Toast has once again settled in just behind Pack and Carl Jr. They are, well, that's been a position they're in for a while. That's a mistake, though, from Pack. The first we've kind of seen from Solary this entire way through, and it will mean Pack dropping down into 4th place. It's the first time I've clicked on Pack, and his picture has just popped up over on the left. It's just funny, okay? Pack has moved back up into 2nd place, though, and, well, that means we won't be spectating for much longer here. Henkin and Beta Toast are sitting in 3rd and 4th once again, and it's a touch then from Henkin. Beta Toast will drop in 4th place still. Pack is looking to catch up with Carl Jr., but won't do so. It'll be a 3rd ace nonetheless. Carl Jr. sitting consistently at that 104 flat and looking very quick. Look, this is what we were talking about right before we got into match here as well. Pack is the quicker player on the team. That's the role that they have designated for Pack, is that, hey, you try and hunt every round. You push for the best time possible. And Carl Jr. just sets consistent times that are still insanely quick, better than most other teams' PBs. Carl is just setting consistent 104s right now. How do you beat that? The answer for GxP is you kind of don't, at least not on Twisted. And we'll see how it goes in this, potentially the final round, and potentially a very quick 12-0 for Solary on Twisted. I mean, look, I thought they were favorites coming into this match. It's no disrespect to Beta Toast and Henkin to say that, hey, maybe you guys are underdogs in a match versus Pack and Carl Jr. But there were question marks still. How practiced are Pack and Carl Jr. coming into this World Championship? How fast are they going to be? Do they want it as much as some of these younger players, as some of these guys coming through from regionals or Challenger League? And the answer right now seems to be yes. They want it. That is another 104 from Pack, from Carl Jr. They close out map 1 in a perfect 12-0. Nothing to be done for GxP. And I see it said in the chat as well, Scraighton, must be scary playing against Solary. Yeah, they're Pack and Carl Jr. They're really, really good. You play Trackmania, you play competitively, you know who these guys are. Unfortunately for GxP, they now have 3 maps left. If there is nerves there about this match, there's 3 maps to get over it. Because that's all you have left. That is map 1 gone already. Blink of an eye, it is out. Solary pick it up 12-0. And we do move to Backflip. Now, GxP, this is a weird map. This is a map with a lot of flips that, unless you have spent time getting them consistent, are going to potentially be a problem for a team. GxP, maybe that's the hope here. Maybe they're hoping they can pick one map up early in the run of it because Solary don't look as practiced on it. And they're going to hope that they can just find a map and that gives them a bit of confidence. Maybe it'll be the case because Pack has slid out and sits 2 seconds behind the other 3 cars. There's a tiger in the bushes behind me. Fair enough. It'll be fine. Maybe he'll kill me before I have to do the final 23 push-ups. And honestly, that'd be a mercy killing. Carl Jr. sits in second place, just behind Beta Toast. Henkin's bounce is going to be good enough for a clean landing as well. And Pack is still 2 seconds behind, but Henkin has dropped down 5/10 as well. That half second is allowing Pack to close that distance. This isn't over yet. Was that Carl Jr. with a big mistake? It wasn't. Did someone crash out? No, Carl Jr. just looked like an awkward bounce. I got panicked, okay? It looked scary, but it was fine. Everyone is cleanly into that first jump. Should be a clean landing for everyone. It's a little bit long from Henkin, and that's a little bit of a clip. Henkin doesn't have the speed. That's Pack through. Carl Jr. closing on Beta Toast. Pack, full crash. Carl Jr. was only 35 thousandths behind. Henkin will cross the line in third, and it is chaos in the final jumps of this identity.
Victory.
Yes. Absolutely. Backflip. GxP take a lead on Backflip, and if they were hoping to take us to Backflip with the chance to maybe pull a win out over Solary in a unusual fashion, so shall we say, I think that's exactly the start you would be hoping for. As they do now sit in a position 1 and 3 again. Pack a little way behind and will drop into, well, climb up into third place, and in fact is gaining on Beta Toast in this round as well. Carl Jr. sits in first for the time being. Beta Toast is just behind this jump. Anyone missing a Pack? That looks like an awkward bounce. No, it's a perfect landing. Getting more speed than Beta Toast. You actually couldn't land that much better, but the follow-up turn, Pack looked almost surprised at that landing. On the previous one, it's a full bounce from Henkin. It's a respawn. Beta Toast, meanwhile, though, has managed to overtake Carl ever so slightly. Little bit of a clip there from Beta Toast. Lost speed, and that could be important heading into these jumps. I'm going to stay on board with Beta Toast because you are going to see Carl Jr. and Pack both overtake. Beta does land, but is so far behind Pack and Carl Jr. Pack to the line behind Carl Jr., and it's an ace for Solary. And a really good time for Carl Jr., as if that needed saying. Interesting. Incredibly spicy. How are things going from here? Can GxP pull it back again? Maybe, maybe not. GxP, they really need to pick up another round win now. I do get the feeling that if there is another round loss here, that's okay. Henkin slid out. Pack just fully crashed the car though, left it in a wall, and is now, what, 6, 7, 8 seconds behind? It's about 6 seconds behind, 7 seconds. It'll keep climbing. Beta Toast sits in first, Carl Jr. in second. Henkin is trying to bring up the rear in third, and at this point, I think you just drive safely if you are Henkin. Keep the car on the road because you are not making an impact unless Carl Jr. respawns. Unfortunately, it's Beta Toast who's respawned instead. Carl Jr. in uncontested control of first place. Henkin and Beta Toast in position for a draw at the moment. Henkin straightens that car out early, and it's going to be very clean. How slow moving is Carl Jr.? It's a full respawn from Carl Jr. It's acing position from GxP. Double respawn from Carl Jr. behind. Henkin in first place. First backflip, that looks good off in the distance. That doesn't look great from Beta. It's fine. It's A-okay. Lands okay. Has the speed. Henkin is going there. Henkin is all the way clean, and it's going to be an ace for GxP. Trackmania Esports. All caps. That's a round. And it is a disappointing one for Solary. Big mistakes from both players. GxP, I think, are getting everything they could have hoped for out of Backflip. And what they could have hoped for is a chance. They are... well, they're getting there. They are getting there. Backflip is a map where anything absolutely can happen. Big tricks, big flips, and some awkward transitions mean that unless you have it 100% nailed on, unless you have put hours into the track, you're still just going to have rounds where it doesn't work out. And right now it is not working out all that often for Solary. This time around though, all 4 cars are still on the road. Now they're in the air, now they're on the road, now they're in the air. They're back on the road, and it's Pack who ends up in 4th place after that series of jumps. Carl Jr. does lead for the moment. We see crashes here relatively often. I'm unsure about Beta's line, but Beta's made it through. Henkin, a little bit slow, will go for air on that jump. And Pack is gaining back. Beta Toast sits in second. Carl Jr. looking to not make any mistakes. Looking to hold on to a draw. Henkin Still alive. It's a respawn from Carl Jr. The ace is on. GxP, 2 cars in front, but Beta respawns. Did make it through an extra checkpoint. That's awkward from Pac, but will make the line. Where is Carl Jr.? Behind Beta. And it's a round win for GxP. They don't get the ace, but they extend their lead by another point.
Victory.
Backflip Merchants, 100% win rate. It's still on for GxP. They're an ace away from making it happen and tying things up against Solary. Solary, that's Carl Jr. and Pac, may I remind you. And this is our 16th seed coming in to the World Championship. Currently looking to tie them up. Pac looking a little bit done with that after the first few turns here. Has gotten out to a 3/10 lead, but Carl Jr. wants to keep it going a little bit longer, sitting 3/10 behind. Good speed from Carl Jr. at the moment, though. Gaining back on Henkin. Gap closed to a 10th. Beta Toast is a 10th behind Pac as well. Field is compressing at the moment. Carl Jr. looks to have the speed to overtake Henkin at this point as well. Any mistakes to come on the bobsleigh entry. Pac starts a long way to the left. It's Beta Toast with the crash. Double respawn necessary. And Carl Jr. moves up into second place. There's been plenty of mistakes on this identity. There's more double respawns from Beta, potentially completely out of this round at this point. It's all up to Henkin, but really it's up to Pac and Carl Jr. Will they beat themselves on this final series of jumps? They won't. It's a PB for Pac. It's a second place for Carl Jr. It's a lead for Solary heading into the final couple of rounds. Solary sit on 8. GxP on 7. Beta Toast heads for the stadium floor and won't reach it before timing out. Just a round win for Solary to go up 2 maps to 0. GxP, on the other hand, will need an ace to close it out cleanly from here, but a round win ties them back up. His first turn, it has made and broken so many rounds. Did I see Henkin go? No, Henkin is fine. Just ahead of Carl Jr. Just behind Pac and Beta Toast. 2 races forming here in what could be our final round. Take a bit of work here from Solary to get it done, though, but they've already started to do that work. Pac moves up in first place. A tenuous first place. It's already a second place. 7,000. Beta Toast versus Pac. The story of this round so far. Pac bouncing. Beta Toast faster. Going to be overtaking Henkin and Carl Jr. through as well. Henkin with great pace. And if there's a mistake here, that could spell disaster for one of these teams. Beta Toast, Carl Jr. both clean. Henkin a little bit awkward, but still cleanly through. A little bit of airtime is not the end of the world. Beta Toast looking to beat Carl Jr. and a win for GxP ties us up. I don't want any mistakes. I'm sure nobody wants mistakes now. I'd love to see us tied on 9-9. These two teams fully at it. Carl Jr. goes left, and we all know left is faster, but not this time around. It's the ace for GxP, and GxP will tie things up 1-1 versus Solary. Who expected that? Well, some of you looked at the stats and said GxP have a 100% win rate on Backflip. Of course they'll keep it going. Solary who? It's only Pac, it's only Carl Jr. They're tech players. What are they going to do when you send the car backflipping through the air? The answer? It's nothing. They'll get nothing done. GxP will walk away with a map win. And Solary have a little bit of work to do now. We move on to Surf. A map we saw a lot of at the start of the wildcards, a map that disappeared towards the end of it, and a map that will separate these teams as they sit tied on 1 map apiece. It's Solary's pick, and it's up to them to show us what they can get done. What does the pace look like from Pac and Carl Jr.? They only have 6 World Championships between them. And you know, the interesting thing about that fact is actually between me, Pac, and Carl Jr., we also have 6 World Championships between us. I'm contributing. Pac leads the way for the moment, but you have to say, GxP, they're looking good so far. About halfway through the map, Epos's world record sitting at a 1:09, and it is Carl Jr. who slipped down, but it was Henkin who made a bit of a mistake and has slipped further. Sitting about 3/10 behind Carl Jr. at the moment. And how aggressive are these teams feeling on the identity? On the outside dirt, it's Carl who's definitely feeling frisky. Pushing hard, but gets an early bounce and will drop a long way behind Henkin. Henkin trying to catch up to Beta Toast and Pack on this one. Beta's right behind Pack. Oh, that's slow from Henkin. And what's the race at the end here? Carl Jr. double respawns as Pack crosses the line. So Henkin will take third under no pressure. Draw in round 1. That's tough. But it is fast from Pack. 4/10 behind world record. 1 point apiece. It's 1 map apiece, it's 1 point apiece. Beta Toast turning into Alpha Toast. For real, for real. You can't just arrive in chat and send that as your first message. God damn. That's, fair enough. Carl Jr. a little bit slow in that first round. The only player with a respawn. Going to look to improve on that this time around. Again, Carl Jr., the role as described by Solary throughout the year. Carl Jr. has been the anchor, has been the player set to drive a little bit more safe, a little bit more consistent, to just make sure they have bankable times in every round. Didn't see that last round, it resulted in the draw, but maybe that's what's scariest about this team, is even if one of the players isn't doing their job, it's very difficult to get anything other than a draw over them. And once again, it is aggressive through that outside dirt, really taking it to the outside wall. This time, the water entry from Carl Jr. is a lot better. Pack out to a 4/10 lead, and Carl Jr. is pushing Beta Toast, I should say, all the way to the line. It'll be close, but Beta Toast holds on. Pack with an UPB 101.012 is within a 10th of the world record, and it's a win for Solary off the back of that. I don't know, guys. Maybe, I'm just saying, time to check if you have a Twitch Prime, and the ads will go away. Support Twiggy. They deserve it. I can say this. I won't see a dime of the profit, so this is unbiased shilling from me. Pack and Carl Jr. sitting first and second place this time around. They're looking for an ace to really put the screws to GxP. Put them in a position where they are chasing this match. But this is Solary's pick. It's not that we expect them to win, although obviously we do, but even in an even match, you would hope that the team picking a map is feeling a little bit more confident on it. Certainly seems to be the case for Solary in this round. We'll stay on board with Pack and Carl Jr. because unless there's a mistake... Pack just drives into the checkpoint. That's the mistake we were looking for. It's 2 double respawns in a row. Carl Jr. finishes in first place. Beta Toast is going to look for a second place. And it will be a second place. Pack will not get across the line. Will not set a new PB. And it will be a tie. This gap remains at 1. Solary moved to 4. GxP moved to 3. And they're not out of this one yet. The Quadro respawn is real. This is Surf. And this is peak Surf gameplay. Oh, just chill vibes all around, you know? We've done some horse racing casting here. We've done a bit of golf casting. Maybe it's time to do a bit of surf competition casting, you know? It's like, bro, Pack and Carl Jr., they're just like... They're looking gnarly out there right now. They're really going for it on these corners, man. Carl Jr., he's been hanging 10. I don't think we're doing the 5 push-ups per curse. I'm not convinced about that. Alright, we're up to 28 push-ups. And we'll see how that goes once we get into a break. We'll try and get 10 done after this map. Beta Toast sits behind Pack and Carl Jr. Surely this time there won't be any big errors. Not another 5 push-ups for Mr. Casterman. Pack and Carl Jr. across the line. And it's a 101.094. Carl Jr. 4/10 behind. There's the ace. Deferred around, but inevitable. Solary move to track point. Beta Toast and Henkin. What do they have? They have the pace. They're not out of this, but unfortunately for them, the pace that they have, it does just look a little bit slow. We are seeing Pack consistently drive the 1 minute mark. We're seeing Carl Jr. close enough behind. And Beta Toast and Henkin seem to be able to contest Carl Jr., but when Pack gets out in the lead, they're just not quite able to find those extra few tenths. So you're looking for a mistake from Pack if you are a GxP supporter in chat. Pack is running out of rounds to find a world record in. Might need to be this one, because Carl Jr. has overtaken Beta Toast for second place. This is the ace position. This is Solary looking to take us to map 4 with a lead. Good entry into the water from Carl Jr. We saw a mistake on round 1. Have not seen it replicated since. First and second. Carl Jr. losing a little bit of time there, but Beta Toast not going to be close enough to make a push to the line. PB, no world record. It's a 109.32. I cannot get closer to the world record than that without setting it. There you go. Solary pick up another track win. They moved to 2-1. GxP will take us to the next one. I'm going to bang out 10 push-ups real quick because we're currently at 28. Here we go. Ugh. 18 left. 18 push-ups left before the end of the stream. We'll get there. We'll get there. Off camera? There was 10. All right. They were off camera. We'll go again if we have to. We're into match. Oh, here we go. We're into the match. We're onto tubes. And it is Solary up a track. What can be done? We're not onto tubes. We're onto GeForce. What am I saying? Oh well, Chad. If you could see them, then that's fine. I've just done like 80 push-ups today. Okay, I can be forgiven for a little bit of oxygen leaving my brain. Pac has double respawned. What's his excuse? Has he done 80 push-ups today? Probably. Have you seen Pac's arms? That's yeah. Beta Toast leads the way. Carl Jr. in second. How are these teams looking on the bobsleigh? Beta Toast got very close to hanging a wheel, but didn't. Henkin will slide out with an unfortunate touch on the inside of the wall. Pac not quite close enough to catch up yet, but is gaining. That'll be a battle at the back, but the battle at the front is still tight, so we'll stay up here for the moment as Beta Toast and Carl Jr. face off in the GeForce identity. Words are easy. Beta Toast still leading the way. One more sign to go. Carl Jr. looks to have a little bit more speed. Beta Toast going to fall off, but it's okay. Still gets across the line. Carl Jr. in second. Pac will have to settle for a 4th place as Henkin does make it through in 3rd. And it's GxP with a round win to start things off. On the hamster map, it's GxP in the lead. Will I ever start calling it the hamster map? Will the movie GeForce ever stop existing? If the answer is no, then no. It is the hamster map forever. Pac and Solary. Carl Jr. and also Solary, because that is the team they are both playing for right now on your screens. Can they improve on round 2 here? This is GxP's map pick. They are looking solid. That was a good round there, but that time was not unbeatable from Beta Toast. And Henkin made a mistake and was maybe a little bit saved by the fact that Pac had made a bigger one early on. But Carl Jr. with a big mistake this time around. That's the first wheel hang on GeForce we've seen today. Mark it up. GxP with 100% win rate. 3 from 3 on this map. Thank you very much, Jamu Dodger, for the stats. Beta Toast is leading the way this time around. This is looking like GxP with another round win. Can Beta Toast hold off Pac for one more sign? Can Pac hold off Henkin? The answer looking like no. Emphatically no. The ace for GxP is on. 5-1 the scoreline. GxP put themselves in a prime position to tie Solary up again. We could be 2-2 heading into map 5. Questions were asked by me, but also by other people, about how Solary were going to look coming into this World Championship compared to a new generation of players, people who were hungry for success at the top level of the game, people who've been grinding for months at Trackmania World Tour, at every other competition they can get their hands on, and right now GxP are proving that Solary might be in trouble. That was a big mistake from Pac. Beta Toast leads from Carl Jr., who made a mistake in this bobsleigh the last time around. Can't afford one now, and won't make one on the entry. Doesn't make one on the exit either. For a brief second there, looked like maybe there was a slide out. There is time lost. Henkin landing earlier will have a better line than Carl Jr. through this as well. It's 1-2 for GxP, but it is a higher speed for Carl Jr., who re-overtakes Henkin on the entry. Beta Toast, that was a little bit awkward, it looked like. It's still okay, Henkin will flip. Carl Jr. chasing down Beta Toast. That's a double respawn for Henkin. Pack is close enough behind that should be Pack coming through for third place. Beta Toast going to make it to the line safely. Carl Jr. going to make it to the line safely. Henkin is going to finish in behind Pack. He's going to finish behind Pack. Henkin, if they could have gone for the risky fin, would have won that round for GxP. Interesting. Will they regret it? I hope not. GxP are still up by 4 points. They should have the lead they need to close this map out, to bring us to 2-2. But Solary, they're not in the position where they need an ace just yet. As long as they just pick up 4 wins in a row, then we get tied at 10-10. It's that easy. But even a single draw for GxP means Solary will need an ace between now and the end of the map in order to win. Beta Toast leads the way. Any mistakes here? Pack will fully lag out, but he's back. Don't worry about it. Still here. British internet, isn't it? Pack and Carl Jr. right behind Beta Toast as we enter this identity. What can they get done? Right now, Pack showing pace has overtaken Beta Toast into the first line, but Beta Toast lower jump will land a little bit in front. It's a mistake from Pack, clipping wheel on the edge. Henkin is closing in and will overtake as well, so we'll stay on board with Henkin as we watch Carl Jr. versus Beta Toast racing to the line, and Beta Toast wins by 47 thousandths. Henkin takes third, and GxP win a round where both Carl Jr. and Pack PB. If that isn't a sign that GxP are on their way to taking this track and tying us up at 2-2, I don't know what is. They just need one more round win. Solary need an ace against GxP. They're the first seed. GxP are the 16th seed. How hard could it be? The answer right now seems to be very. This round at least, Pack leads from Beta Toast and Carl Jr. Carl very close to the outside wall there. The setup for the ice here. I don't like it for Carl. I don't like it. It's worked. It has worked out. Undeniably, it has worked out, and it's worked out beautifully. Beta Toast has spun out. Henkin, the only one that can challenge this ace from Solary right now. We asked how hard it could be to get the ace against GxP. Solary have the answer, and it looks like, right now, not very, as they sit in first and second. Pack made a mistake on this sign last time around, won't this time. Carl Jr. sitting just behind. There's 3 tenths between them, and then a solid gap, 5 tenths. Back to Henkin. Pack, did you clip? Didn't. Going to make it to the line. Carl Jr. just behind. Solary moved back within 2 points of GxP. Oh. God, I love Trackmania esports. Still track point for GxP. The backpack has been loaded up. Can it carry Solary to a 3-1 map lead? Pack and Carl Jr. and Ace here moves them in the lead at a time that I feel like it'd break GxP's spirit. They were up 4 points. They were clear. They were thinking about map 5 surely at this point, because GeForce looked like a done deal, and they are now fighting for their lives. But Carl Jr. is touched on the entry into the bobsleigh and is going to survive just about. No slide outs from the 3 cars in front though, and it's a big crash from Carl Jr. And Ace very much still in GxP's favor here. And Pack is under unreal amounts of pressure. Lead weights being loaded into that backpack right now, and even if Pack doesn't buckle, maybe the straps are just gonna rip off. Beta Toast, less than a tenth behind Pack, going into this final sign. The entry is important. Beta's done it! I think he's done it! He has! 27 thousandths, and that's it! We go to map 5 with GxP tying up Solary. The final entry to the final sign from Beta Toast is enough to overtake Pack. They win the map 10-7, and Solary find themselves tied with GxP as we go to Cosmos. This is why we play the games, folks. This is why you don't take the results on paper for granted. It doesn't matter what the names are. These players play hot off most of the time anyway. Get out there, drive your best. And just sometimes, it's enough to take down a legend of the game. The job is not done yet for GxP. There is a long way to go now. We're back to one of Solary's picks. Now, both teams have won their own picks so far, and there is an advantage here for Solary. Being the top seed, getting first pick, being on that blue side, if they win now on map 5, the map that we go to first out of the final 3, then all the pressure is on GxP. Everyone will have won all of their own maps up until that point, and GxP will have to win on their own last pick to bring us to a tiebreak. Oh boy. GxP with a 50% win rate so far on Cosmos. What a time to be flipping a coin. If GxP win here, for as much as I say the pressure is on GxP if Solary win on their map pick again, if Solary lose on their map pick here, it's disastrous. We'll keep an eye on the Solary line on the next round. I was too busy trying to catch my breath, trying to calm down. I completely missed it, so thank you for pointing that out, chat, and we'll have a look at it the next time we go through here. It seems to be working, is all we'll say for now. We'll see what the final times end up being for Pack and Carl Jr. Right now, they have the lead. 1-2 into the identity, different lines through it. Carl Jr. very wide is losing time to Beta Toast, who moves up into second place, who moves up into first place. Round win for Beta Toast and a draw to kick things off on Cosmos. Beta Toast, sure. Absolutely alpha toast at this point. I'm not ashamed to say it. Massive moves on the identity through Cosmos, managing to overtake both Carl Jr. and Pack to pick up first place on a draw, but this time around Beta Toast touches early in the map and will be slow. I don't know which line we were talking about. Once again, I was too excited by the final round to, or by the last round, to actually see what we were talking about. Just around those polls, I was looking at chat to figure out what line you were talking about. It's a disaster. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out next round. It'll be... Oh, it's the outside line on the polls on the start. I understand, yes. I did see it, but my brain didn't register it. My bad, and we'll point it out better next time around. Thank you, chat, for keeping me honest. Carl Jr. and Pack lead 1-2 again, but this did not save them on the last round, as Beta Toast absolutely flew through that identity, and he's picked up Pack even before the identity. No! Pack exits the slide. The wet wheels betray Beta Toast entering it this time around, and we jump on board with Pack as Henkin and Beta Toast look a little bit too far away to make the move stick. It's going to be an ace for Solary, and they move up 4-1. New PBs for 3 of 4 players in the lobby as well, but Carl Jr. and Pack, well, they're a long way clear of Henkin's PB. Alright, eyes are peeled. Polls after this turn. Going up the hill after this turn. After this turn. The polls! As Carl Jr. and Pack go to the outside, they set up wider over those poles. It doesn't seem to make a massive difference. It's pretty even. Carl Jr. maybe exited with more speed, but Pack with a slight error. Hard to tell how that one actually worked out for them. We'll definitely keep an eye on that over the following rounds. And I do, Zeres, you might be right. I do think we may have seen at least one other person do that line, and maybe it was Baywhack. We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, Trident will be playing tomorrow night, so we'll shout at Twiggy when he's spectating those matches. Pack in front of Carl Jr., just behind Beta Toast, and Beta Toast looking to keep GxP in this map. It's not the end of the world for them if they lose on Cosmos, but it is massive for them if they can keep the pressure on and potentially pick up a map win here. Beta Toast still holding first place. Pack just behind Carl Jr. Can Beta Toast hold on to this lead? Carl is pushing hard. It might not be enough. Pack has crashed. What's going on at the line? Carl Jr. can't catch, but Beta Toast wins. 45,000. Henkin in third. Pack in fourth. Means GxP closed the gap by 1.
Victory.
Woo! 5-3. GxP. Impressive performance from them so far. There are definitely, I think it's fair to say, question marks still over Solary. We saw G1 show up in the last map, in the last match, I should say, and, you know, set multiple world records, set incredible times. But we did also see, you know, that Solary's times look comparable to the matches that were going on in the Into the Breach alternate attacks match, a match that Into the Breach still won pretty comfortably. So full credit is going to GxP right now as well. They are performing admirably up against Solary. They have the score tied at 2 maps apiece. They are putting the pressure on Solary's final pick as well. Solary, though, an ace here would instantly release a lot of that pressure. Moving up 8-3 will be a position that GxP are really going to struggle to come from behind on. Baywhack has been summoned. His name said 3 times in chat and has showed up. Carl Jr. and Pack lead 1-2 into this identity, but they have been the team to crash more. Will they crash again? Absolutely not. They keep it very safe this time around. Pack and Carl Jr. set an ace. New PB for Pack as well. 113.2 is quick, and they move up 8-3. Solary should be able to get it done. And that means GxP need to win 2 in a row. Still an incredible performance, still very impressive, and if GxP do drop into the lower bracket of this group to face off up against Orglas, it's a match you won't want to miss. They will be fighting to stay in the World Championship, they will be fighting to make it to the knockout bracket on Sunday if they drop that far. And if it's not GxP drop, if it's Solary on the brink of elimination, I know you're not going to miss it. Beta Toast, challenging Carl Jr. and Pack. A win is good enough for Solary at the moment, and with Henkin now a 2.5 seconds behind, things are looking a little bit dire here at the end of Cosmos for GxP. Solary, they've been good at just keeping the heads. You'd expect nothing less. It is Carl Jr., it is Pack. More experience combined probably between these two at this top level of competition than any other duo in the world. And yep, heads are kept. Beta Toast is the player to make a mistake. Pack and Carl Jr. will be the two to move on through with a final ace. 113.2 from Carl Jr. Pack just a 10th behind. Solary picked up the ace. They're on match point. God, we still have 18 push-ups to do, don't we? All right, 10 more with Solary on match point. Oh. 18 more push-ups done. We have no push-ups remaining, chat. As long as we don't curse anyone in this map, potentially the final map of the day, we have made it the entire way through all of the push-ups chat have given me. Thank God. But let's hope that this is not the final map of the day. Let's hope GxP have something special. 100% win rate for GxP on Tubes. That's 2 out of 2. Not the biggest sample size in the world, but not nothing. And if we go to Tempest, they're 3 from 3 there as well. This is not the start they would have wanted. Pack and Carl Jr. are looking comfortable. That is a little bit scary if you are a GxP fan. Probably scarier if you're a GxP player. Pack got aggressive with that line, exiting the dirt and water. The beach side, I'm going to call it from now on, that section. Now, how are they looking on the pipes? They're looking pretty comfortable. That's awkward for Beta Toast. You have to feel like that's it. That's done for Solary on this round. That's an ace. Beta respawned anyway. 104.7 from Carl Jr. The time, it's not fantastic. We've seen faster, but it is very strong. For Tubes, 4 rounds, that is quick. And scariest of all, Solary looked very comfortable there. They did not look like they put a wheel wrong, either of them. Was that Beta Toast with a 42% top 1? It's now down to 41%, and do remember this is across the World Championship as a whole, including wildcards. It is not just this match. So some caveats there. It's dropped a little bit in this match. Not massively. They have gone toe-to-toe with Solary, and they have given as good as they got. But unfortunately for GxP, with Solary looking this confident on Tubes, the road is looking like it may be coming to an end. Because right now, Pack and Carl, they hold hands through that first part of the identity. They continue onto the pipe. A long way clear, Carl. That was a little bit awkward. It's not awkward enough, surely, to cause any big issues. It means that they will finish 26 thousandths apart, but that is 2 aces in a row now for Solary. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. Zeras points out in chat that yes, there's a lot more information available on what the regional teams want to play, but ultimately, we're at the point of the World Championship, 16 teams remaining. I think if you're not looking very confident on at least 7 or 8 of the maps in the map pack, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. It's going to be a hard life for you. Not to accidentally, you know, quote Annie or anything, but it will be a hard knock life. Pack and Carl Jr., they, what, went 12-0 on map 1? Am I remembering that correctly? They went 12-0. They did go 12-0 on Twisted. They started off incredibly strong. Can they do it to close it out as well? Here on Tubes, GxP selected this map. Unfortunately for them, they may have fallen right into Solary's trap, as they are staring down the barrel of a 9-0, but Pack makes the mistake. Pack very slow, across the engine off as well. What's going on up front? Carl Jr. is in front of Beta Toast. Should be okay. Good landing is clean. Henken has overtaken Pack and will finish in 3rd place. It's a draw. They're on the board. They don't move any closer, though. That's also a crazy time from Carl for live rounds on Tubes. 104.3. Guys, does anyone think Carl Jr. might be good at Trackmania? Has anyone considered that as a possibility? It's I don't know. I'm getting this kind of vibe that this Carl Jr. guy, maybe he could even go on and win a couple of World Championships. Probably no more than 5 though. Right now, Solary are once again sitting in a position to extend this lead. It is up to, as it has been so often, Beta Toast to try and deny Pack and Carl Jr. And whatever happens in these rounds that remain to us, I want to make sure that we all give full credit to GxP, who have come out and not only on just consistency, but on pace, have gone toe-to-toe with Carl Jr. and Pack. They made them sweat. They made them work. They made life difficult for the team that has 6 World Championships between them. But at the end of the day, Pack and Carl Jr. are Pack and Carl Jr. And when it comes to a World Championship, you can't bet against them. 4-2, Solary will move on in the upper bracket of groups. Incredibly impressive stuff from them all around, and I think, oh, my camera's a little bit high. We'll just squeeze down a little bit here. You gotta ban Twisted.